That was really loud. Ooh, I guess I should get my microphone. Hey y'all! Hello, 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 people of the stream. Welcome to Thursday Sprints. I am your hostess, Vanessa. Nice to see you all. So Swank's already popped in over on YouTube. Swank says, howdy everybody. Happy Chocolate Mint Day. I can get behind that. Happy Eyelash Day. I can get behind that. And happy World Tug of War Day. I really wish the world would handle things with more tug of war than with the stuff that we're living through right now. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, was against Donald Trump and J.D. Vance in the tug of war? I could totally see Donald Trump face planting in the mud. Okay, anyway. Alright, so welcome in, Sway. And let's see. Anita's... I think someone's feeding Pixie. It is Anita. Anita has fed Pixie. Did that put us to... Oh, we're so close to level 17. So close. So, alright. Alright. Thank you, Anita. And I was just going to say, Anita's over there in Twitch. Welcome in, Anita. Kelly Colby says, happy time zone, my friends. Eating leftover schnitzel with mushroom gravy. So yummy. I can't eat schnitzel anymore, which is very sad because schnitzel is so good. So good. Alicia's here too. The whole pirate team has arrived. But she needs to take a quick shower. All right. Now I want an Andy's Mint, right? Thanks, Swanks. Yes, I like the way you think. I think that's about the tug of war. Like, I don't know, for those of us who are of a generation and listen to a lot of British music, there was a song by Frankie Goes to Hollywood called War. It was a remake of it was a cover of a Vietnam protest song. And the video of it was Ronald Reagan and Khrushchev, I think, like wrestling, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it was Khrushchev. Yeah, I don't remember. It was whoever the Russian leader was at the time. And they were like, I think mud wrestling or something. And it's just like, yes, if the leaders have to fight, we would have way fewer wars. I'm just saying. So... Ray has arrived on Twitch. Hello, Ray. Long time no see. Glad you could join us. Hi. Hi. So, so today I'm gonna write. Although I did a thing yesterday, I didn't realize that, it's not that I didn't realize I couldn't do it, it's that I didn't realize it wasn't already done. But I set my Streamlabs desktop video processing to go to my dedicated graphics card. I thought it was already there, and now, oh my god, it is using so much less of my RAM. Like, it's crazy. It was like topping it out, and there are certain things I couldn't have open because of it. But anyway, so I thought it was defaulted to that, but it wasn't. But now I have changed it, and now my computer hopefully will not, I mean, it's a really high-end computer, so it shouldn't, like, that was the whole point of me buying something with a dedicated graphics card. So, but now it's much better. Oh yeah, it might have been Gorbachev, Kelly. Yes, it might have been Gorbachev. Actually, it probably was, now that I think about it. Emily is here on YouTube. Hi, Em. Welcome in. Ray says, I'm glad I could too. Yes, we are glad you're here. So what's everybody working on? So my exciting thing, you might have, if you were here yesterday, I talked a little bit about it. If you were on the Sunday call or the Friday call on Zoom, I've been talking about this. Actually, I don't know that I talked about it on the Friday call because I think I was just starting to work on it on Friday, like seriously. Anyway, I've been building an author hub on Notion. So Notion.so is, it's hard to describe what it is because it's basically a productivity tool. Let's just call it that. But I've created this author hub where you can track the core of it is that you can track like your story's lives. You know what I mean? Like from writing through editing through all these things, right? And so you can track your story's progress. You have a calendar for important dates, not just like, oh, I want to have, I want to be, have the first draft done by blah, blah, blah. No, important dates like I have to have the contract in by X day, or I have this event I'm appearing at, which is Y day, or whatever. And then there's a contacts list, and then there's, what is the fourth one? I keep forgetting what the fourth one is. Oh, your task list. Duh. So yeah, so it's those four things, and then there are going to be add-ons that I've already got most of the big whole thing set up, but I wanted to get the core pieces done so that I could get people to test them for me, because I've tested them and they seem to work well. And then, I'm also going to give people the opportunity of just having the core pieces if they don't need to track publishing, or they don't need to track submissions, or they don't need to track marketing, or they don't need to track events, which are the other pieces to, or the money, which are the other pieces to it. But I wanted to go ahead and start testing the core part first, because if the core part doesn't work right, the other parts aren't going to work right. So I'm at the point where either tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to start giving the template and stuff, the Notion template, to people to test. So if that's something you're interested in, if you're familiar with Notion, or if you're not familiar with Notion, but you're interested in giving it a try, send me a message either on Discord or on Facebook, either one. So that's very exciting. Let's see. Anita's working on more emails and publishing work today. Huzzah! Ray says, I've been doing some volunteering for a local pagan organization, and I just finished up doing a website update for them. I'm currently consulting my to-do list and my headache to decide what to do next. Something that doesn't tax your brain, hopefully. M says, gonna write today. Not sure what yet, but gonna write something, either my romance story or maybe something else if that's not flowing, but I'm gonna try and set aside an hour to just write. I love that. I'm also gonna be writing. Yes. Kelly is cheerleading. That's awesome, Emily. You can do it. So I'm going to be writing. I got 900 words yesterday. And I am working on, so what's happening in the story is, what had happened in the story is the antagonist had showed up at the main character's tattoo shop, and they know each other from way back, and he's like, hey, I'm looking for this book, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm not in the business anymore. And he's like, you sure? Even for a friend? And she's like, I'm not in the business anymore. And so he leaves. She's very annoyed. She goes in, and her and the side character are like, how the hell does he know about this fucking book? And so they come to the conclusion that the only way he can know about this fucking book is if he knew about it before the main character's friend came in and died in her tattoo shop. So there's that. So they decide they're going to try to figure something out, but they're hungry. It's dinner time. So they go up to the main character's apartment, and this is the scene I wrote yesterday. And the main character sent the side character off to get them food. And then she's looking through this book, which is, to remind y'all, a grimoire. And she finds this sigil in there, and it basically, like, grabs her consciousness, and she sees all these horrible things. And then next thing you know, this secondary character is coming and, like, almost shaking her and stuff. And so that is kind of where I ended it. Like, that's kind of where I ended it yesterday. I mean, not the end of the scene, but where I stopped writing. So I'm going to be writing that next piece today. So I'm excited about that. I'm glad I'm like this close to 20,000 words. I'm at like, let me see. I'm at 19,344. So I am going to break 20,000 today, y'all. I'm going to do it. So, all right. What else are our folks, working on today. So we've had people who are going to be writing. Kelly is eating, and then I'm betting she's going to walk the dog, is my guess, because Cora needs to go out. And Alicia said she's showering. Em is going to write. Ray is going to figure shit out. Swanks, what are you doing? What are you going to do while you're here? Are you going to read? Because that's awesome. All right, I think that's everybody. And Anita said she's going to work on emails and publishing today. Yes. So, I'm going to turn my heater off because it... my temperature, y'all, my temperature. All right. So let's go ahead and get going. If you haven't checked in, feel free to do so. Let us know what you're working on so we can cheer you on as you accomplish your shit. So I've got 20 minutes on the clock. Let's do it. Here we go. All right. That's the first sprint, y'all. We did it. Huzzah. Huzzah. I got a little over 300 words. I had to go back and reread. Man, I really like what I wrote yesterday. I mean, there are parts that need to be tweaked, but like the important part about the vision, oh, that's so good. I love it when, I mean, I may look back again tomorrow and be like, oh, this is all shit. But right now, it's awesome. All right, how'd everybody do? Let's see. Swank said that they'll be reading. So, how did the reading go? Diane joined us eating chocolate-covered cherries. Good stuff. Good stuff. KJ joined us over on YouTube. Hello, working on thesis chapter revisions and drafting today. Wow, what's your thesis? Like what is your field of study, I guess, is the question. I'm a nerd for education. I'm nosy. I'm a nosy bish. It's how I work. Let's see. And oh, Daniela joined us. Hello, Daniela. Welcome in. Cooking dinner. What's for dinner today? Emily got 350 words. Yes. Good job. Diane's like, I'm probably going to go into sugar shock. Yeah. that tracks. Are you going to be working on some stuff with us today to try to work off some of that chocolate-covered cherry goodness? Swanks read and took notes. Nice. What are you reading? Diane says, looking at free paint sample I got in the mail from Heirloom Traditions. Gotta paint an end table. No primer or sealer required. What? That is magic. I love technology. Magic, my friend. Anita says, progress on the emails, and I didn't die of tedium. What? How do you go through emails and not die of tedium? I mean, I feel like it's required. I need to go through my emails. They are so out of control. I'm very much in an avoidance pattern with my emails right now. Let's see. Danielle is making a baked chicken thigh with pasta. I like chicken thighs. They're actually my favorite. If we're gonna have chicken, like if we do like here in my home, if we're making something that requires chicken, if it doesn't require like, chicken legs specifically or whatever, it's almost always thighs. We buy boneless, skinless thighs. We do also buy chicken breast, but mostly thighs. Yeah. Cause it's better. Swanks is, reading about paganism. Nice. I feel like there are people in the chat that are adjacent to where you are. If that's your thing. Obviously you're reading about it, so I would assume it's your thing. KJ is studying World War I nursing texts and archives, working in English Lit, but hoping to switch fields into archives management, so using my project to make that transition. I love that. We need that, because we need to make sure that we are holding on to our knowledge, because there's such at least in the country I live in, there is such a hatred of knowledge right now. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. So good on ya. Diane says, going to be working on a spreadsheet for tuber school section on niche. All right. I need more words than that, Diane. I'm sorry. I need to know more. I mean, you don't have to tell me more, but I have a need to know. So that's all caught up on that. I'm feeling really good about what I'm writing right now. I have no idea what I know what the plan was to do next, and I'm probably going to do that. The next piece that I was supposed to do is the main character is going to try to, basically break the hold, break the binding that the book has on her. And it's obviously going to fail spectacularly. So, but I have to look at my notes for that, because I feel like the side character was supposed to like catch her in that, but that can't happen now because she already stopped these visions that just happened. So I may need to rework the ending of that piece, but I'm not there yet, so I don't have to think about it. That's future Vanessa's problem. Not current Vanessa. Alicia just finished her shower. She's all squeaky and clean. I am thinking some lunch, just not sure what yet. That is why I have Lunchables, so I don't have to think about it. The fewer decisions I have to make about general stupid day to day life stuff, the better, because I am just overwhelmed. So, Lunchables, I'm a fucking adult. I can eat what the hell I want. So, if I want to eat a little package with pre cut lunch meat and crackers and maybe a little dessert, I'll fucking do it. And nobody can tell me I can't. I don't know, I'm just belligerent today, y'all. I got all kinds of attitude happening today. So, yeah. Anyway, just a quick reminder for those of you who are writers, I am working on a writing hub on Notion. And if you're interested in helping me test it out a little bit, at least the core piece for right now, please send me a message on Facebook or Discord if we're connected. If we're not connected, you can find me on Discord at Trinity in ATL. Trinity in Atlanta. Trinity in ATL. Just drop me a line and let me know you want to be part of it. And I'm only going to have maybe a max of probably 10 testers, and I've got at least 3 lined up, I think, maybe 4. And so when I get to the end of it, when I have the whole process, the whole gigantic thing done, which hopefully won't take more than a couple weeks, because I've been very focused on it. I've already got most of it done. I just need to I need to do testing on the pieces that I've got complete already. But the people who are helping me test will get the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle, to use as they wish. So feel free to reach out to me on either of those 2 venues or any other ones you might have for me. Okay, so Diane says, sorry, Tuber School is of course put out by Nick Nimmin on making your YouTube channel do what you need to meet goals, working on section about my niche. Behind on it, we just moved to a new to us house. Congratulations on the move. That's so stressful. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm glad I mean, assuming you want to be in this house, I'm glad you're there. But man, that's stressful. So you have all my good wishes for that. So we're going to get back into it. We are going to do another sprint. And then after that, we'll take a little breaky break because I'm going to need more tea. All right, y'all ready? Got another 20 minutes. Let's do it. Here we go. Oops, missed the timer, y'all. Okay, how did everybody do? Welcome into Mandy and Ariel over on Twitch. Good to see you both. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. I was doing a lot of chatting at the beginning because some people reached out to me on Discord and asked about the writing hub, so I was doing that. But I'm up to 505 words, so I got about 200 words that round. The two main characters are having conversation about the visions that the main character got pulled into, and now the main character's starting to get pissed off about what happened to this woman in the past. So it's getting pretty cool. I'm enjoying it. All right. Anita got the emails drafted. You did it. You did it. Good job. Good job, Anita. Kelly got the last book updated. Just waiting for the preview to finish the last upload. Awesome. You get a cheer. Okay. Em got 200 more words for 550 total. Em and I are like neck and neck. But did get distracted for like 10 minutes by a funny video someone sent me. My bad. ADHD go brrr. Swanks read and ate an apple. Excellent. Very healthy. And Rachel Taylor joins us over on Twitch. Hello, hello. Rachel says, hey there, jumping in and working on Halo the book. New scene. I'm going to report back my word count to keep myself going. Do it. Do it. Mandy said, yay, words. I got up and I've lost 8 pounds since January 1st, so I'm happy. Congratulations. Yay. KJ did some, hang on. And also, for Mandy, and also, okay, KJ did some longhand revisions and noticed a few more areas that could use more expansion or clarification. Excellent. Excellent. Good job. Emily says, next couple of sprints, I need to do work stuff, but I'll stay on stream. Thank you. If I can finish work stuff, I'll go back to writing. Love it. Ray says, hi. Still doing volunteer work because I don't want to stare at a Word doc right now. Valid, my friend. Yes. And that's okay, because, work is work. Ariel says, that sounds great. Emily says, but I'm feeling good about my story again. Me too. Decided on some changes that resolve some things, and I'm back in the mindset of just get it all written. You can edit and improve it later. That part right there. Diane says, getting right back to work while listening. Excellent. I mean, you still have half a box of chocolate-covered cherries. I'm just saying. Anyway, we get a little breaky break now. So if you're new, we take about 5 minutes, go off, do whatever things we need to do, and then come back and get started again. So if you need something to eat, something to drink, you need to use the facilities, feel free. Also, if you've been sitting this whole time, get up and stretch. So one of the things I realized yesterday, I'm getting old. So I was working so intensely yesterday evening that when I got up, my hips hurt from being seated for so long. So please don't be me. Get up and move your bod. Also, let me give you a quick reminder. If you haven't taken your meds yet, and you should have taken your meds by now, please take your meds. I have 2 more vitamins to take, partly because I accidentally dripped some tea onto where my meds sit right next to my teacups so I see them. And then, some of the meds got, sticky, Anyway, so I already took most of them. I only have 2 pills left. So, let's see. Kelly says, I'm off to walk the dog. Cross your fingers that the rain waits for me, please. Fingers crossed, Kel. Go walk that beautiful pup. Mandy says, I'll be doing wake-up routine this go-round. Excellent. Ariel says, debating if I should write self-indulgent fanfic or read fanfic for the next sprint. You should write self-indulgent fanfic, because writing is practice. An old lady cat, I think she's going... I may have to feed her when I go downstairs. Okay, so I'm up. Let me put 5 minutes on the red clock, which I did not do. All right, so I will be right back. Y'all be right back. We'll meet back here in 5. All right, I have returned. We'll put the red counter back up there so you can see. At the grocery store yesterday, my hubby brought bananas, so I has a banana. Swank says, thanks for the sprints. I'm off to make lunch and get ready for my 2 p.m. herbal class. Y'all have a good one. Thank you, Swanks. Have a good day. We'll see you later. We'll see you later. That's it. All right. Hang on. I gotta get my chair correct. Okay. Are we ready to get back into it? I'm gonna nom on my nanner and get back into work. All right. We ready? Wait, let me find my timer. Hang on. Okay, y'all. Oh, what's available for music? Okay, we're currently listening to blues. Hang on. So we will have music during the next sprint, y'all. Okay, so we have my liked songs. We have blues, chill EDM, chill piano, classic rock, ambient, chill, chill bass, and that's it. Apparently, the universe is telling us to fucking chill. So that's what's available, Ariel. What would you like? No, you don't get to pick, Rachel. Ariel's paying for it. Ariel gets to pick. Rachel's like, I want what I want. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, Ariel, what do you want? What do you want? Otherwise, Rachel's going to be like, if she ain't going to tell you, I'll tell you. That's my girl, Rachel. All right. Waiting. Like I said, we were listening to blues. Okay, so chill EDM. Sorry, no classic rock for you, Rachel. You want that? You buy it. All right, I've got it queued up. We're going to go ahead and... Rachel said it's called Rachel Half Listens while trying to get words in. Don't blame me. I can still laugh when it happens. I just posted it. You can see it. Can you see it? Yeah, the chill EDM. Yeah, I see it. So I have it queued up. Is that what you're talking about? The chill EDM, Ariel? So I have it queued up. We will... Oh, wait. Mandy fed the dragon. Did we hit 17? Oh, we're like this far. So close. All right. Thank you, Mandy, for feeding Pixie. Rachel's like, I'm happy to let you laugh. Yes. Uh-oh. Mandy's like, we are going to get there. And there we are, level 17, y'all. Huzzah! All right. Our dragon is level 17. Okay, but let's get to work. Enough of that. Okay, we're going to be listening to chill EDM today during this sprint, courtesy of Miss Ariel. Those of you on YouTube, I'm sorry. There's no mechanism for me to do this for you. So it's going to be the Twitch people who get to decide whether we have music or not. All right, y'all, let's get into it. Wi-Fi is wonky today, so there's maybe a delay with messages. There's always a little lag between what you see and, like, the chat is always... Anyway, there's a lag between the two. But I got you. All right, y'all ready? Got 20 minutes? Let's do it. Here we go. Okay, let me stop the music. Thank you, Ariel, for the music. Okay, how'd everybody do that round? I'm at 714 words. I'm really liking this scene. I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do after a certain point, but it's shaping up pretty well. I'm quite enjoying it. And remember how I said originally the scene where the main character tries to unbind herself from the book originally was she was going to be by myself. I think I've decided that she's going to have the secondary character there with her. So I'm not sure how that's going to change what I had planned. I haven't actually looked that far yet because we're not quite there. But I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. All right. And apparently Twitch is being twitchy as usual because Anita lost video. And Ray told, was it Ray? It was Ray, I think. Ray told me over on Discord that the stream stopped working for them. So I didn't get any notifications that I was dropping frames or anything like that. So as is almost always the case, it was definitely a Twitch side thing. You know, you would think that a service that was so fucking glitchy would actively work toward not being so glitchy, but that has not been my experience with Twitch. All right. Alicia over on YouTube says, my lunch was peanut butter and banana sandwich with cheddar and sour cream chips and a Dr. Pepper and cream soda. Also had a baby cake square, vanilla. That is a very well-rounded meal, my friend. Good job. And it sounds really good. I would totally eat the shit out of that. Except I can't really have the soda. Although I do love Dr. Pepper and I do love cream soda. I've never been like a soda kind of person. I mean, I'll drink it, but it's never been like, a lot of people like have trouble cutting that out of their lives if they want to, you know, cut out the sugar or get more healthy or whatever it is they want to do. I was never like that because I don't love Coke. I don't love Sprite. I don't love any of them. They're fine. But like the only ones I really miss are root beer, cream soda, and ginger ale. Those are the only ones I actually miss. So yeah, but either way, your lunch sounded very tasty. Anita paid some bills. Yes, to keep them from your door. Good job. Ariel said I started working on my fanfic and words are flowing. Yes. One of the things that I'm happy about having... Okay, so I've been working on this Notion thing, this Writer's Hub, but I started it over the weekend or like maybe Friday afternoon or something. I don't remember. But like, you want to talk about hyper focus. Like, it is literally all I did for the weekend with, you know, not counting, you know, doing various things around the house or whatever, but it was basically all I did. And I haven't been that hyper focused on anything in a long time. And so the fact that I was able to do that, I'm finding that even in these short 20-minute sprints, I'm finding that hyper focus for that short amount of time, which I'm very grateful for because that has been gone from my life for a very long time. So this is very exciting. All right. KJ said, started longhand, and I put it in the computer. If it's if it's something really long I have to write, I'll just, like if I want to add a scene or something, I'll just bullet point it. But if it's like a sentence or even 2 sentences, I'll just write it and then type it in later. Figured out how to incorporate it in with my existing work and textual analysis. Oh, I love nerdiness so much. Diana's still working on the spreadsheet on the YouTube niche. It's going to be a monster sheet. We are spreadsheet people here, or relational databases in my case right now. Alicia says, I love soda, but the pricing these days, I'm probably going to cut back and cut it out. You can get yourself one of the soda maker machines. My husband has one. He hasn't been using it as much recently, but in the past, like, he would actually carbonate. He would make like a concoction of like, what is it? Like orange juice and some water, and then some of one of those squeeze bottle things that you can get, the like flavoring water flavorings or whatever, in there, and then he would carbonate it. So he would have like a sparkling fruit drink. So, you know, you can do that. And that'll save you a lot of money. Mandy walked the dog, made coffee, got food, possibly going to eliminate some of the 70 plus looked at variations. Yes, I feel that particular pain. That is one of mine as well. My characters look all the time. All the time they look. Things look like they look at. It's insane. I hate that word. I mean, I love that word, which is why I hate that word. So, let's see. Ariel says that flow state is the best. Amen, sister. Diane says, I stopped drinking pop when I was addicted to Mountain Dew and my A1C went up too far. Yeah, my husband, that's part of why I got my husband that soda machine, because, and it wasn't SodaStream, it was some other thing that was not nearly as expensive, but does the exact same thing. And so he really drank a lot of Mountain Dew, and then when then he shifted over to Diet Mountain Dew, which helped a little bit with the sugar. And my husband has turned out to be diabetic. And I probably would never say this to him, but I am pretty sure that just the sheer amount of Mountain Dew he used to drink has something to do with that. And so he had gone to Diet Mountain Dew, but that's still not that good for you. So that's part of why I got him that. And so we haven't had Mountain Dew in the house in ages. Ariel says, I feel like it's the flow state. I feel like it's starting to come more naturally for me, but I still get in my own way when it comes to starting. Same. That is the hardest thing for me because I forget that I like it. I do that all the time with lots of different things. Cucumbers, and I've mentioned that before. I do that with cucumbers. I always act like I don't like cucumbers, but when I actually put one in my mouth, I'm like, oh yeah, I do like this. I don't know why. And I'm like that. I've become like that with writing. I have been my own worst block. So I'm with you, Ariel. Sad Dragon Bean. Oh. I'm almost done updating an abandoned events page. Then I have another little info thingy to add to a different page. And then I'll probably eat something and see about doing a little writing. Yes, I love that. Diane says, what is it about men feeling the need to supervise other men doing home repairs? Plumber working. My husband does not have that need because he knows that he does not know how to do any of that shit. Because if he did, we wouldn't have the plumber in the house. So he doesn't. He lets them do their thing. But he's also European, not American, and they're raised differently over there. Part of why I imported mine. Alicia says, yeah, I'm looking into the SodaStream because almost $10 for a 12-pack. Yes, that is ridiculous. That's exactly right. But they don't just look at the SodaStream. Look at the other brands that are not SodaStream, that are less expensive, that do the exact same thing. They work. Rachel says, I missed the end of the sprint because my sound turned off all on its own. You have issues with your sound like I have issues with my sound. But I did get in 463 words and wrote an entire short scene. Yay. I'm almost done with the scene I'm writing. Mandy says, we ran out of CO2 for our SodaStream and it's been too expensive to buy more. Yeah. Are you looking for the CO2 that is specifically SodaStream CO2? Because there, again, you don't necessarily have to get the name. Anita says, when to open Clipchamp for editing a video. You can't use it now without connecting to OneDrive. Guess I'm looking for another video editor. I'm sorry. I hate all of that. I hate it. I hate it all. Diane said, I'll get a fountain drink occasionally, maybe once every few months if on a day trip, etc. Well, I was then medicated for my ADHD, self-medicating with caffeine. Mandy's cheering Rachel on. Alicia says, audio isn't lining up when you talk, few second delay. Diane says it's fine there. So yeah, maybe a refresh helps. Rachel says, just saw your note on how plot bunnies work. Too funny. Turns out I have 670... No, that's wrong. 67,000 plot bunnies, so I can buy non-stop classic rock for the next couple of months. Only now the button for plot bunnies has disappeared. Twitch hates me. Twitch hates everyone. It's not just you, Rachel. Twitch hates us all. Yeah, I refreshed the page and it should be there. Diane says about her hubby supervising. That's just it. Mine doesn't know either. They're boys. Boys are dumb. They just are. They just are. We just have to accept it. I love mine. I love most of the men in my life. I at least like all of the men in my life. But they dumb. They just are. Alicia apparently refreshed, so that helped. Yay. Let's see. M says, I can't do soda because I have acid reflux, and both the acidity and the carbonation tend to aggravate that. So I just do water and soy milk 99.99% of the time. On special occasions, I'll do a puppy soda. So I'm mildly lactose intolerant. So I can have probably up to about 6 ounces of milk without it being too bad most of the time. Sometimes my body's just like, fuck all this shit, and just... it's awful. But I've been also trying to like cut back, and I got into putting oat milk like in my coffee and in my tea because I drink milk in my tea. But oat milk by itself is too rich, so I do half and half cow milk, half oat milk. Great. So I was buying oat milk, and you know it's not super expensive, but it's not cheap. Then I spent $25 or $30 on a nut milk maker, which is basically like a blender, kind of like a not a blender with like the piece you put on top, but just like a pitcher with a blender piece in the bottom, and also a heating element piece. And so you can make oat milk, you can make almond milk, any of the nut milks, cashew milk, any of that. And so now I make about half a gallon. I make 2 quarts of oat milk. Those who were around yesterday, I was finishing up the oat milk. I make 2 quarts about every 5 or 6 days. So not quite once a week, every 5 or 6 days. For those 2 quarts, that half gallon, I use 5 tablespoons of oats and water, and then whatever else I want to put in it. I usually put some salt in it and a little bit of honey just to give it a little sweetness. So literally I am paying pennies for a half a gallon of oat milk. It's insane. So, all right. Anyway, going Mandy says it has to fit in the machine, so I hadn't thought to try off-brand. You should just search for which brands fit the SodaStream. It also, in the end, might be cheaper for you to get one of the off-brands that use, like, something that is not proprietary if SodaStream is proprietary. I don't think it is, but if it is, it might be cheaper for you to just buy something that's not proprietary and then sell the SodaStream. M said, yeah, I heard you mention the oat milk maker the other day. They are neat. I've been vegan for 6 years, so I really only do non-dairy milk. I've experimented making do-it-yourself soy milk, but it is a hassle. This for me, I mean, it's a little bit of a hassle, but it's not major because it does all the work. And then I bought a little, it's got like a pitcher with a little strainer bowl that sits on top of it. And it actually holds the entire pitcher. Like when I do one batch of oat milk, which ends up being 1 quart, when I do, it fills the whole thing. And then it came with a little scraper so you can scrape the oats off the bottom of the strainer so it goes through. So literally it is not even a huge bother. And then you got to clean it. But again, I'm doing that roughly once a week. So it's not, I mean, and it is saving me money for real. When it cost me like 5 cents to make a half a gallon, and that would cost me like, what, $5-6? Like $5 in the store? I mean, come on. Let's see. Uh, Sad Dragon Bean says that's an amazing idea. I have to drink oat milk, and that's absolutely the way to go. Yes. M says, and the big thing for me is the homemade one isn't fortified, and since it's the only thing I drink besides water, I would prefer the store-bought soy milk since they add vitamins, etc. And that is 100% valid. 100%. Um, Mandy says, I have the old style, so it's not proprietary. There you go. There you go. So you go buy those off-brand CO2 containers. Do it. Screw them. All right, sorry. Okay, let us do another sprint. We'll do one more sprint and then we'll take another little break. So, y'all ready? I got 20 minutes. Let's do the thing. Here we go. All right, y'all, that was the timer. That's the end of that sprint. Thank you, Mandy, for the classic rock music. That last song reminded me of like Velvet Underground. It was very 60s psychedelic feeling. Um, let's see. Ariel went Lurky Lurk. And hopefully Rachel Taylor heard the classic rock. But I don't know. Her sound goes wonky sometimes. Let's see. Mandy says, looks like my overall canister style has dropped in price. That's good. We're drinking mostly bubbly anyway, and then when that runs out, the kiddo goes through lime juice at an astounding rate. We have Jordan over on YouTube asking, do we love Babe at all? Hi, Spider, how are you doing today? Which sounds an awful lot like Charlotte's Web, so I'm not really sure what that was all about, but okay. So, and then Mandy's like, oh, this isn't edits. I mean, we've all been there. Rachel says, I did hear the music and appreciated it. And she got to save her 67,000 plot bunnies. Danielle is here. Hello, hello. I went through emails and did finance admin. I actually find these tasks satisfying. And I scheduled Tuesday sprints. Yes. I actually like doing finance admin. Like, I like seeing where my money is. Like, once I have the process, I'm not generally very good at creating processes wholesale out of nothing. But if I have a process that I can take and then make changes to make it work for me, I'm very, very good at that. So I like that. I enjoy doing the money piece because I like to see where the hell my money goes, right? So, let's see. Anita spent that sprint being defeated by this new video editor. I'm so sorry. I actually use Camtasia, which is paid because I like forked over a bunch of money for it years ago. And at some point soon, they're going to be like, we're discontinuing this and you can't use it anymore, which is super annoying, I'm sure. But, yeah, I'm going to keep using it until it dies. So, let's see. Wait, hang on. Scroll back. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. I did. KJ says, still revising, got rid of redundant phrasing, and I'm starting to figure out a transition. Excellent. Excellent. Rachel says, I got 119 new words and then moved to researching. There's an out-of-print book I really need, but I just can't bring myself to pay the $70 asked for on Amazon. I would do a Google search for it. And also check if like, have you checked all of the buying options on Amazon? Because oftentimes you can get older, used, crappy, condition books for a lot cheaper. So make sure you're checking all of the availability they have. Also, there's a number of used book store sites online. Do an actual Google search of that book is my suggestion. Let's see. Mandy says, I'm down to 44.6 thousand plot bunnies. Oh noes! Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something to get your plot bunnies back from you. All of you. So we're gonna have to do some big thing where you have to contribute a bunch of bunnies. Let's see. Mandy asked what book. Diane says, still working on the spreadsheet. Oh, why am I yawning so much? Still working on the spreadsheet. I feel like spreadsheets are never actually done. They're just in a state of contentment for a while until we decide we need to put something else in there. Trying to figure out the best way to format a column. Okay. Alicia started taking her knickknacks off her bookshelves so she can take pictures to send to Kelly, and got another cake square, red velvet. My husband bought cake. You know, you can buy like individual pieces of cake at Publix, which are not the most economical, but whatever. We get 2 desserts out of them. We each eat half one day, and then we switch and eat the other half of the other person's flavor. So I've been on a carrot cake kick lately, but this time he got chocolate cake with chocolate frosting, and he got a red velvet cake. So I had red velvet last night and he had chocolate, and then tonight I'll have chocolate and he'll have red velvet. Um, let's see. Alicia says, need to make a list of all the notebooks I currently have going. Yes, you have a lot of notebooks, my friend. Rachel says, good point on the other used editions at Amazon. The book is A Description of Distant Roads, Original Journeys of the First Expedition into California, 1769 to 1770 by Alan Brown. Yes, that is pretty obscure. Absolutely search Google for it because they're like there's a book, an online bookstore called I can always find older books like that. You're gonna be I want to say it has Abe in the title, but I can't remember. Yeah. Anita has 251K plot bunnies. I despair of reducing that number. Well, we're clearly just going to have to make something. Like, y'all give me some suggestions on what you want, like, what kinds of things you want me to do in order to, like, so for those who don't know, I can create a community challenge where every day or whenever I'm streaming, people can add their plot bunnies into it to achieve whatever that goal is. So if y'all want to think up some goals, historically we've done like 6-hour streams as the goal, but I'm open to other things. Oh my god! Ugh, stop yawning. All right. Rachel says the only other copy on Amazon used is $160. Oof. Yeah. Alicia says I will be trying to condense and declutter if possible, to use them up and move forward. Oh, Abe books. That's it. Thank you, Mandy. I was like, I knew it had Abe in the, but like in my brain, I was like, Honest Abe. No, that's not right. Abe books. A plot bunny. It's over on Twitch. So on Twitch, as you watch a streamer's stream, they can create a channel currency. It's not money valued at all, but it's a channel currency that you accumulate as you watch, and sometimes for different things that you might interact with the stream or whatever. So you can use those. In my stream, they're plot bunnies. And you can use those to buy things I have on a little menu. Like when we had music the last couple times, they bought the music reward with their plot bunnies. We also have, there are a whole bunch of different ones in there. There's like stretch, hydrate. There are things you can do with the emotes in the channel. And of course there's Octomuse, which someone is probably going to buy now. And there's just all kinds of different stuff in there. It's just a fun little thing you can do on Twitch, just to make the interactions a little more interesting. So, but we get a break and I have to pee. So we're going to take a little break. We'll continue to listen to that psychedelic song we were just listening to. Yes, Alicia, it is neat. That's one of the things I like about Twitch is it's got a lot more, there are a lot more options for interacting with and retaining your audience that aren't available on YouTube. So yeah, like, you know, you see the little unicorn down here at the bottom of the thing. That's a thing, and that's a different thing. You don't use plot bunnies for that. You use bits, which are money. But the little dragon, all of the dragon rewards are plot bunny rewards. So yeah, you can make the dragon eat, as a couple of people have done today. You can have them breed, so that'll change the look of the dragon. And as you notice, the dragon has a crown, and that comes from battling and winning whatever battle, which is based on level, which is then influenced by being fed. So anyway, yeah, there's lots of little things like that. Okay, but I need to pee, y'all. So let us take a little break. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the red counter. If you need something to drink, something to eat, use the facilities, please feel free to take this time to do that. Again, if you have not gotten up out of your chair, please get up and move your body. You will thank me later. I mean, maybe you won't, but your body will be thankful to you later. Also, your final reminder that if you have not as yet taken your meds, and you should have taken your meds by now, take your damn meds. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Let's see. Does Pro Writing Aid offer referral discounts? I think so. Let me go check. I actually pulled it up because I've been sitting down for maybe 45 seconds. So I went ahead and pulled up my account. So I'll go look. I think there might be a 20% discount that you can get through an affiliate link. So I will be happy to share mine with you. But let me double check it and make sure that's correct. Let's see. Diane says, perks up red velvet cake. Yes, I had red velvet cake for dessert last night. It was yummy. Tonight, I will have double chocolate cake. So I am also excited about that because that is also yummy. All the yummy in my house right now. Mandy says 303 total instances of looked, and looks. And you probably didn't even check looking. I just check look and and tell it to not as a full word, just as any part of yeah, it's crazy. In 89,000 words. Yeah. That feels right. That feels right. I have the same problem with that word. So but I will double check the let me see if I can easily find it. Oh, yeah. Let me see if this link works, how well this link works. If it tells you it's 20% off. Yeah, it give you 20% off. So I'll put that in the chat. So, 20, where's the percent? Percent off Pro Writing Aid. Boop. There we go. I just did that on Twitch. If y'all want it on YouTube, let me know. I'm happy to also share it there. For those who don't know, Pro Writing Aid is a really good sort of, it catches things like overused words and, you know, if your sentences don't sound right or if they're grammatically incorrect or whatever and stuff. They also have an AI piece that they've added that will help you like revise your work, and it's awful. Don't use it. But the other stuff is just, it's just normal computational stuff that computers do all the time. It's not large language model learning. So yeah. So there we go. Anyway. Okay, so shall we get back into it? So, oh, I forgot to tell you guys. So I made my 900 word goal for today, and I'm kind of, I don't like where I am. Like, I don't like this little piece of the scene, so it'll probably change in the future. So I think I'm just going to stop here. I've got 941 for the day, so I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah, so that should have put me over 20,000 words. Wait, let me look again. I didn't even look at that part. I've got 20,284 words. I broke 20,000, y'all. Go me, go me. It's my birthday. It's not my birthday, but I do. That one was for me. So, all right. I don't know what I'm going to do this sprint. I do know I'm going to put lotion on my hands because my hands are dry. I'm going to use that cool body butter I got at Con Possible. I love this stuff. So, what else I should probably work on emails. That's what I should do. All right. Alicia, we got the book, we got the notebook count. So I have 3 planners, 2 journals, and 10 notebooks currently being used. Girl, I couldn't even keep track of all that, honest to God. I've got a notebook that I used to use, like it's a disc-bound system, and it's for, I don't even remember what it was for, but it is literally at the bottom of a drawer, and I found it a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, I don't even know what this is, I'm not taking it out. If I don't miss it by now, I'm never going to miss it. So, Alicia says, yay, 20,000 words. Thank you, Alicia. Oh my God, it's Mandy's birthday in 3 days. Yes. And then we'll go, oh. And another for Mandy's birthday. All right. We're done with that. Happy birthday, Mandy, early, because I probably won't talk to you. I don't know. Maybe if you come into Sunday, isn't it Sunday? Today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's Sunday, yeah. So if you come into the chat on Sunday, I will try to remember to wish you a happy birthday. I can't guarantee I'll remember, but please remind me. Alicia says, yes, some are probably, of the notebook, some are probably going to condense and make things smaller in amount. Good idea. Mandy will be 38. Such a baby. Your best years are coming, I promise. I promise. So, yeah, it gets better as you get older as a woman. I'm just saying. Okay, shall we get into it? I guess I'll work on email. I don't want to, but I guess I should. Okay, I have my email open. Y'all ready? Let me get the timer over here. Here we go, 20 minutes. Actually, hang on. Actually, because it is already 2:30, we're going to do a 30-minute sprint instead of 20 minutes, and then that'll end us up at the top of the hour. All right, now let's go. All right. That one snuck up on me. It was down to like 1 second. I was like, oh crap. Let me turn the mic on. All right. How'd everybody do? I got overwhelmed with my email. So I stopped. But I am in the middle of applying for Congregate. They want a Word doc with my bio in it. I literally just put my bio in your thing that says, tell us about you. So now I have to go create a Word document, put my bio in there, save it, and then upload it. So, yeah. So, anyway, I'm working on that. How'd you guys do? And I put on my awesome body butter. The only thing I don't like about it is that it gets on my mouse. That I have to clean my mouse. But my mouse is very moisturized, y'all. All right. Sophia joined us from work. Shh, don't tell her work. She says, I'm still here because nothing has happened in the past 20 minutes except some fiber arts. Fiber arts are important, my friend, because not everyone can do them. We rely on you. Anita ordered groceries and found out some Crystal Lake books made it to an awards final. Yes! Now I have more emails to send, but this is a good reason to have emails to send. That is awesome. Yes, we love that. We love that. All right, continue to let me know. Oops, you know what? I realized I didn't have multi-stream on. Kelly walked the dog 2.55 miles. Yes, good job. To recover, I'm reading The Sword of Kaigen. Got to 8%. Good. That is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So the book club, Kelly runs the 100-page book club? I think, whatever. Anyway, she runs a book club. And they're currently reading The Raven Scholar. They've just finished it. They just did their big discussion about it. And next week, they start a book called Book of Doors, which I put on my list on Libby. And then it said it's going to be X number of weeks. And it would have been perfect for right now. But then it was like, no, you get it like 3.5 weeks early. And I was like, that doesn't help. So I paused it or whatever. And then I unpaused it earlier in the week. And I've got a 2-week wait. So I don't know if I'll be able to start with y'all, but I'll get caught up. All right. Let's see. KJ says, my focus was waning. We were the same. So I used the spread to clean up my cluttered space. I did not. Get some water. Also did not do that. Read some fun things. I did that. May take a few minutes to myself. My work is good, but my brain is going mushy. Yes, that's exactly what was happening to me. I was overwhelmed and my brain was very, very mushy. So yeah. So I just put away the email and I'm like, they'll still be there. Rachel says, I found another book that does the same thing as the first, aka translate from original Spanish. And now I'm just reading. So fascinating to read original history like this, and disturbing and eye-opening. And the thing that I've found, being someone, I don't call myself a historian because it's not really the trajectory I have, but my degree is in history, right? I have a dual degree in history and political science. And so, I've always loved history, but the thing that I've learned is that we just keep doing the same shit over and over again. And like this oppression of the poor and working class by the rich is systemic with Western culture. Like it has happened in Western culture for millennia at this point. So yeah, that's the eye-opening bit for me. KJ says, there was another part of the sentence. Hang on, I missed it. So going to be gentle with myself and rest for a minute. I think that is a very responsible decision, KJ. Excellent. I love that. Anita says, the Sword of Kagan book is awesome. So there you go, Kelly. Kelly says it is the 100 Pages book club. There are so many book clubs. I cannot ever remember who's who. So yes, it is the 100 Pages book club. If you guys want to if you guys want to check that out, you can find it on Cursed Dragon Ship. It is on yours, right, Kelly? Not on Alicia's? If you go to Google and search for Cursed Dragon Ship, you'll find it. You'll find her other channel. So Rachel says, to clarify that, I'm reading the original diaries of one of the friars that walked up California for the very first time. That is super cool. Yes. Daniela made rooibos tea. A woman of my heart. I love that. I love rooibos. Rachel says, so true about history. The thing that gets me is that I want to see the friar named Crespi as cruel to the natives, but he isn't. He's quite kind, which doesn't change the starvation or disease of the natives. Yeah, and that's the whole thing, though. Like, not all of the settlers or Europeans or whatever, they weren't all awful. Obviously, they weren't all awful to the Indians, but, well, to the indigenous people. I shouldn't call them Indians. But none of that changes the fact. Just like not all Germans, even not all Nazis, were horrible to all Jews, but that doesn't change the fact that the Nazis, like, visited atrocities onto the Jews that should never have happened. And it's the same, right? It's the same. And Daniela loved Sword of Kagan. Kelly says, is the Sword of Kagan awesome? Because so far it's just confusing. I don't understand the world building. They have video games, but still fight with swords. It's Japan, but not really. Some folks are like that. I'm only still reading it because I've heard such good things. If I just picked this up, I would have DNF'd it. I'm the same way about Stargate, the TV show. I watched the whole first season and it was fucking awful. Like, the writing was so bad. And my husband is a huge Stargate fan, and he's like, it's so good. I'm like, I put in my time. I literally watched the entire first season, not just the first couple episodes, the whole first season. The whole first season was awful. And I'm sorry. I am not willing. I don't care how good everybody says the rest of it is. I can't trust that because they say how awesome it is, and the first season sucked. So, yeah. I'm with you on that, Kelly. I'm too old for this shit. All right. While y'all are still checking in and chatting and stuff, I am going to go over the events as I know them, but I have to get to this week. Okay. So tonight at 7 p.m., and these are all going to be in Eastern time. So if you're in a different time zone, you're going to have to do that math on your own. Okay, but 7 o'clock tonight, Amelia hosts her writing sprint. She goes from 7 till 9. She does a few 30-minute sprints in there. Then tomorrow, my plumber comes and I get my garbage disposal back. I mean, not back. I get a whole new one that actually works. So I'm very excited, but that has nothing to do with you. But at 1 p.m., I will be hosting our usual Writers Troop co-working on Zoom. We go from 1 until 2:30. If you're in the Facebook group or on the Discord, you will get that, the notice. In the Facebook group, they're all in the event section. I was a little late getting them, but they're all there now. And on the Discord, it will populate in the events channel about 15 minutes before. But we've got a channel called like this week's events or something. And James goes in on like usually Sunday or Monday and lists out all of the events for the coming week as he knows them. All right. Anyway, so our Zoom is at 1 p.m. We go till about 2:30. Then that evening on Friday at 7 p.m., Amelia will be doing her 30-minute writing sprints again until about 9. On Saturday, James hosts the Saturday Discord sprints at 11 a.m. He goes from 11 to 1. Pop in the Discord. In the section for sprinting, there'll be a voice channel, and he'll be in there waiting for you. 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. On Sunday morning at 10 a.m., we have the Sunday morning write-in with Lisa Raby. She goes from 10 until 12. Then at 7 p.m., we have our usual Zoom chat. The event is up in the Facebook group. If you're in the Facebook group, pop in there and vote on the topic or topics of your choice. You can vote on as many as you want, but I would not recommend voting on all of them because that basically just cancels your vote out. So please go vote. If you want to suggest a topic, you are also welcome to do that in that same thread or in that same post in the Facebook event. All right, that's at 7 o'clock, goes till about 8:30 in the evening. So Monday we have at 2 p.m. we have Sprints and Meditation with Mr. Joe Compton. He goes from 2 until 4, and he does that every other week. So this is the on week, and then next week will be the off week. Then on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m., we again have Amelia's writing sprints, and she goes from 7 till 9. On Wednesday, we'll be back here at noon to do this all over again, from noon till 3. And then that brings us back around to next Thursday, where we will do this again. All right. All right, that's it. Okay, Sophia says, I tried Stargate too, but no one in that writing room was a woman. That part right there. Yep. Kelly says, yeah, see, I was in love with Daniel Jackson from the movie, so Stargate had automatic points for me. And that's valid. And I am not trying to downplay people's love of that franchise at all. Like, they are absolutely welcome to love that franchise, but I put in my time for it. I put in my 12 hours or however long it was, it took, or 20 hours or however long it took me to get through that whole first fucking season, and it was awful. So, yeah, not doing it. But my husband and I also have an argument about Heinlein, who is his favorite author, I think. And I'm not a science fiction reader, so I hadn't read any of him, but I didn't care either way. So I read Stranger in a Strange Land, and it was good. It was a good book. But the thing I said to him was, but it's misogynistic. It's got a certain level of misogyny in it. And he was like, it is not misogynistic. I was like, and I put a caveat on that saying, but coming from the culture that he came from, the time frame he was in, and the rampant misogyny, it was definitely forward thinking for his time. But it's still misogynistic. And, ooh, he flipped out. As a matter of fact, we went to the In Your Right Mind workshop, which I'm going to this year again, because I haven't been there in years, which is the workshop in Pennsylvania that my alma mater puts on, the alumni group put it on. And I was working with that at that time. And he used to come with me to it. And he actually engaged my professors, two of my male professors, from my program, and he was like, Vanessa says that Stranger in a Strange Land is misogynistic, and they both, like, it separately, not together, but like separate conversations, we're both like, yeah, she's right, it is. But again, it was very forward thinking for his time, but that doesn't make it not misogynistic, right? So anyway, so I see things he doesn't, and he just swears up and down they don't exist. It's hilarious. It's so funny. I tried to explain to him how matriarchy is not the opposite of patriarchy. Matriarchy is not just like patriarchy, but women in charge. That's not how matriarchy works. Matriarchy is child-focused. It is community-focused, not power and control-focused. And he was like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you have done zero research into this, so you don't get to lecture to me what matriarchy is, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway, we had a whole thing. He was like, get me some sources. I said, I don't need to be doing your work for you. Google is fucking free, my friend. I love my husband, but man, oh man, sometimes he's just a boy. He can't help it. All right. Rachel says, I just learned that Crespi and Friends originally saw what was originally called the Great Francisco Bay, the Great Bay of the Virgins. My friends saw what was... Okay, I think I'm tripping over the words. What is San Francisco Bay, they originally called the Great Bay of the Virgins. Why? Like... Why do men name things like that? I've never understood that. Anyway, Sophia says, also in Stargate, everyone speaks English. Yes, I don't understand that at all either. All right. I don't see anything else in the chat, but I'm wondering if... Hang on. Let me see. Is that me?
I can concede
no, that's
that
not
it is
me.
murder.
That's wrong. Let me see. Because sometimes my multi-chat has not been, like, working as well. Oh, no, it looks like that's all my YouTube chatter. Okay, so we're just going to close it down, I think. None of the people on Twitch were really interested or seem to be very interested in rating. So we're just going to close it down. Rachel says, sorry about that, but it was based off of a Catholic feast day. Yeah, I know. I understand. I was raised Catholic. I get it. So the feast day was the day they first saw it. Apparently, this is how most of California was named. That is not even remotely surprising. Or they stole names from the natives and Anglicanized them, which is also what Western colonization does. So, like, there's whole, like, I've been learning so much stuff about our history that we don't know. Like, did y'all know that certain tribes in Africa were very, very good at growing rice? And so they were specifically brought over, and they taught the other slaves how to grow rice. The white man didn't. The black man did. And I'm just like, I never knew that. I never knew that. Like, you know, the thing we got in school was not necessarily that, oh, all black people are savages, but that is what the white people thought at the time, right? And that isn't actually. Like, the white people, the ones who were actually doing the enslaving, recognized that these people had knowledge and skills that they didn't have. And instead of enlisting them to teach the people who don't know how to do it, they decided to enslave them and others, and then have the enslaved people with the knowledge teach the others how to do it. So, anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop. Y'all. I'm gonna stop. Okay. Rachel says, sorry if I'm boring everyone. Honey, do I seem like I'm bored? Come on now. I just find this stuff so interesting. Sophia said, I'll see you tomorrow for Zoom. Maybe. Got a funeral and don't know how I feel afterwards. 100%. You take care of yourself, Sophia. You take care of yourself. And if we see you tomorrow, we'll be happy to see you tomorrow, and we will hold you in our hearts either way. Kelly says, I'm achy. Isn't exercise supposed to be good for you? They tell me that all the time. They tell me if I go exercise, I'm going to feel this burst of energy, and I don't. I always just feel tired. And also annoyed because now I'm sweaty and I have to take a shower. And I hate being sweaty and gross. Anyway, yeah. It's annoying. I know, right? Kelly, they all lie. They lie. All right. But in the long term, it's supposed to be good, and I'm not going to dispute that. It is. But still. Anyway. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today and yesterday if you were with me. We've got, like I said, Zoom tomorrow, so if you're going to be around for that, that would be great. And if not, that's okay, too. I hope you guys have a great weekend this weekend. I hope to see you next week when we do this again. Kelly says, I have also never gotten a boost of energy, and I do not sleep better. Exactly right. Exactly. They lie. They lie. But that's okay. Whatever. They lie about lots of things. So, okay. Y'all have a great weekend. We will see you later. Ciao. Hasta la pasta. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye.